Back on Saturday, Grand Rapids won the Section 7 3A volleyball tournament by upsetting top-seeded Cambridge Isanti. With the win, the Thunderhawks advanced to their first state tournament since 1996. People outside of Grand Rapids may be surprised by this team's success, but those on the inside knew that 2013 could be a special season. After a 16-11 season and a first-round section tournament exit, the Grand Rapids volleyball team immediately started looking ahead to next year.
Literally a year ago, our goal was to go to state. Like, we even have a goal chart in our locker room with goals on it, and state is on there. So it was definitely in our eyes, in our sights.
But you can't just set a goal and hope that it'll be achieved. There's a lot of hard work that goes in between. After a long offseason of junior volleyball tournaments that pitted Grand Rapids against some of the state's best teams, head coach Brian Fiddledine knew he had a good club after the early season section scrimmage.
Kind of keep track of how you're doing against each of the section opponents, and I thought, yeah, they're capable of playing with any of these teams down here, and we thought if everything went the way that it should have and the way we had scripted in our heads, that we should have been, in those final four teams when it came down to section time.
So far, the script has been pretty much perfect for the Thunderhawks. A multitude of offensive weapons has made Grand Rapids a very balanced team, which means they can play through any kind of adversity.
We don't find ourselves running into rotations where we're fearful of how are we going to get out of this situation, just because of that balance. And we don't really worry about who we put on the court in particular areas because we know and we're comfortable of what they're able to achieve.
They hope the next achievement is a win in the state quarterfinals against Delano, a team Grand Rapids doesn't know much about, which could be a good thing.
We're almost better as a team when we play people we don't know, because then we don't think as much. Like when we play Greenway, our rivalry, we always think way too much about the game, and then we don't play as well as we could have, and then we go to random tournaments and we play cities teams that we've never seen before. We see them for 10 minutes in warm-ups, and then we're ready.
We haven't been to state for 17 years, so a lot of other teams probably aren't thinking we're a threat, but that can also be an advantage for us too, because they don't really know what's coming. They don't know what to expect.
Grand Rapids plays Delano, who's the number 3 seed in Class 3A. That's tomorrow morning at the Xcel Energy Center.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.